And if you want something completely off the wall, here's a DVD of Deadliest Warrior Season 1.
Nature is amazing.
Hi guys, Geezer64 here, and today I'm coming at you with a physical media video. This is a collection update. It's been probably about 6 months or more since I've done a collection update on the channel, and obviously in that time there's quite a few things that have happened. You have Black Friday, Prime Day. I pick up a lot of my stuff from a used bookstore. The new releases, some Steelbooks, and some deals that I've caught over the last 6 months. So definitely picked up quite a few things. Not everything is going to be in this video, but I will eventually get to those things. I have not worked any of the stuff into the shelf yet, so before I did that, I was like, you know what? I need to do a collection update video before I work it in the shelf. And so we're going to be going through all of that today, as well as probably the best box set, the best TV box set in regards to physical media that I own. And probably the best one that I've ever seen, and I'll talk about that more at the end. But I also got Steelbooks and a lot of stuff really mixed in here. Some documentaries and TV shows, movies, everything. So with all that said, let's go and jump into the first thing on the collection update.
When this boy meets world.
That's right. First up is Boy Meets World. This is season 3. Now you may be asking, why just season 3? Well, it's because I already own 3 other seasons. I own 4, 5, and 6. Obviously, I'm building out the collection individually. Now, you can get a whole season set. I believe it's out of print. All of these are out of print, so you're kind of are paying some premium to kind of build the collection. There's no Blu-ray for Boy Meets World yet. I doubt that we're ever going to get a Blu-ray upgrade or anything like that for the show. It's been a while since you've seen the show, you can watch it on Disney Plus. Honestly, I was just really surprised to find season 3. Eventually, I'll get the rest of the seasons as well. Yeah, I love Boy Meets World. It's a great show. It still holds up if you go back and watch it. There's lots of sitcoms from the 90s. 90s kids grew up on. There's quite a few of them that don't hold up so well. Boy Meets World still holds up. Like, it's still funny. There's some great writing, some story in the characters. You know, I can't say enough good things about Boy Meets World. So next up is 3 Steelbooks, and those are Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. Last Crusade is personally my favorite Indiana Jones movie.
Well, you're wrong.
I know a lot of people prefer Raiders. I'd probably have to go Last Crusade. It may just have to do with the fact that was the one I watched the most on VHS when I was a kid. But regardless, I actually liked The Last Crusade. Now, these are the 4K upgrades. Now, there was a 4K set that came out. I did a video talking about that. And I didn't really like the packaging, the art that was used for that. But these were released individually. Crystal Skull is also out, but I have not picked that one up yet. I don't know if I will or not. I'm fine with just these 3. Obviously, the 5th one's coming out this year as well, and I don't have a lot of hope in it, but who knows? Maybe it'll surprise me. I love the Drew Struzan art for this. The back is really awesome. I really like the backs too. Honestly, I recommend picking up the individual Steelbooks over getting the complete set. Price-wise, I think it's pretty comparable, but I prefer the art for these Steelbooks, so definitely can't wait to get these up on the wall. Next up is 7 Psychopaths. This is a pretty good movie. I had never seen it. I heard a lot of good things about it when it first came out. Picked it up for a couple bucks, and definitely worth a couple bucks. A very interesting watch. It's definitely one of those types of comedies that you probably won't see again. Of course, comedies in general are hard to come across anymore just because the environment right now. But regardless, if you've never seen 7 Psychopaths and you like darker comedy, darker humor, I definitely recommend that. Great pickup there. Next up is a documentary. So this is an 8-hour documentary. It was part of a Kickstarter, In Search of Tomorrow. I did a whole video really breaking down some of the stuff that's in here and the Kickstarter kit for the backers that this came with. Really awesome. I don't think you can pick this up at this point. I don't know if they're selling it individually or not. I haven't really followed up on it, but it was a Kickstarter, a really awesome documentary that I had a lot of fun watching. Definitely have to watch it over a couple days because 8 hours, that's a long time. Next up is Good Burger, another 90s classic here. This Steelbook is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. The art really sold it to me. I've not opened it yet to check it out. I have heard that the Blu-ray upgrade, picture quality wise, is pretty sweet. I have not opened it either, so it still has the J card here on the back. So you know what? Let me go ahead and open it, and we'll take a look at the back together and see what it looks like.
A few moments later.
All right. So there is the J card. I've done a video talking about that. Oh yeah, man, the back looks pretty sweet. Yep, I do like that. Keenan and Kel, man. Great. That's also another movie I saw probably about 2 years ago. Still holds up. It's always good when you go back and watch stuff from the 90s, stuff you grew up on, and you know, it's always hit or miss. I'd say about half the stuff is like, wow, I don't know why I ever liked that, but a good portion of it's actually still enjoyable. Next up is The Last Starfighter, which I actually bought because of that 80s documentary that I was just talking about. I have never seen Last Starfighter, which, you know, I've heard a lot of things about it. I know what the plot is and everything else, but I've never actually seen it. This is a more recent pickup. It is still in the wrapping here. So looking forward to checking that one out. Walk the Line, also still wrapped up. I actually watched this on a streaming service last year. I've seen Walk the Line many, many times. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan. I think Joaquin Phoenix is pretty underrated. I don't know why this one isn't talked about more than it is, because Walk the Line is a pretty solid biopic. And yeah, I can't wait till next time when I go watch it. I'll actually have the Blu-ray and be able to watch it on the physical media. And there's also there's a couple special features on here that I really want to check out. There's 10 deleted scenes, so geez. Next up is a set, the Godfather Trilogy on 4K. Now, this is very strange packaging, I think, because it's cardboard, and yeah, it's very cheap in my opinion. I'm not really a big fan of that, and I didn't realize that when I bought it. These were basically just cardboard holders. And since then, they've actually released a Steelbook. Now, the Steelbooks were not out when I bought this. I bought this one on Prime Day. I got a pretty good deal on it. I think it was only like $40, I think, for the 4K, which I think was a great deal. Now, I already had the Blu-ray here, so here's the Blu-ray. I actually had an issue with the disc on my first on the first Godfather movie, where it would freeze up and skip one of the chapters. So I was wanting to get a new one anyway, and I heard the 4K upgrade was really solid. So as far as picture quality and that goes, I'm glad that I upgraded. I haven't gone back to check it yet to see if I personally noticed a difference just from what I've heard about it. I kind of wish I had waited and got the Steelbooks, but at the time the Steelbooks weren't out and I didn't know the Steelbooks were even coming out. But regardless, the packaging is pretty lackluster. But overall, I think I had a pretty good pickup for like $40 on that one. Next up is Alfred Hitchcock, the 4K set. And there's actually another 4K set with another set of movies. I don't know why they haven't come up with a complete compilation Alfred Hitchcock 4K set yet, well, at least with the ones that they've upgraded to 4K. This one has Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds. The Birds is actually one of my favorite ones. I think that one's pretty underrated. Obviously, Psycho's pretty well known. Vertigo, there's actually a video game for Vertigo that just came out, and obviously Rear Window, which was kind of, I really wouldn't say it was like a Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf that came out in 2007. Similar to Rear Window, but the only one of these Hitchcock movies that I owned was the Psycho Steelbook on Blu-ray, which I always found to be kind of strange. I don't know why they went with pink for this. I like the design, but it would have been so much better if they actually went with gray and black and just had the rain there be the blood, be red. I think that would really make this thing pop. Regardless, I do like Hitchcock movies, and I can't wait to check out some of these on 4K to see how good the picture quality is. Again, a really good pickup. I think about $40 for that, which was more like, $10 a movie for 4K. A really great deal. And another Steelbook is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and for you UK people, Philosopher's Stone, I think is what you guys called it. A pretty good Steelbook. I got this one on sale for like $13. It's certainly worth it. I don't think they've released the other ones on individual Steelbooks yet. I am looking forward to playing that Harry Potter Legacy game. I'm not a big gamer, but that one looks like it'd be pretty fun. And even though I like the later Harry Potter movies better than the earlier ones, I couldn't pass up $13 for a Harry Potter Steelbook, especially when it's got the got such a great cover art as that. And if you want something completely off the wall, here's a DVD of Deadliest Warrior Season 1.
Who is the Deadliest Warrior?
You guys remember this show? I love this show when it was on. I can't believe I found this on DVD. I found this at the used bookstore. It was like $10, which was pretty high for prices at the used bookstore, especially for DVDs, which I don't normally buy. But I couldn't pass up physically owning Deadliest Warrior. They never released any of the other seasons on physical media. I looked it up after buying this one. So this is the only physical media release of Deadliest Warrior, was just the first season on Spike TV. Man, you guys remember Spike? The pirate versus knight battle always bothered me. It's like, that's not even fair. And then you got like things like Viking versus samurai. Like, all right, that's a little bit better. But man, look at this listing of matchups here: Apache versus gladiator, Viking versus samurai, Spartan versus ninja. I have actually put this in and watched all of these. And yeah, they're still just as goofy and fun and over the top as they were when I used to watch them back on TV. Next up is $1 Million Arm, which apparently was owned by Macaulay or something. It says Macaulay here on the back. This is from the used bookstore. $2. This one is pretty good. I've actually seen this movie twice, so once I watch it again, it'll be 3 times, and I definitely think it's worth it. It's got some pretty good music, pretty good story. I really like sports movies. I think sports movies are like, they're like, I would say they're my guilty pleasure. That's basically if my guilty pleasure is sports movies. I like feel-good sports movies, and yeah, this is based on a true story. If you've never heard of it, I don't think it's as mainstream as some of the other sports movies, but it is pretty good. And here's another Steelbook here, Star Wars: A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie. I found it at the used bookstore. It was $7 on Blu-ray. These were the individual releases. The back is actually far cooler than the front. I think that's far cooler than just the Darth Vader helmet, but regardless, yeah, I couldn't pass it up, that deal for a Steelbook. And Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. I have not. This was one of the few DC animated movies that I don't own. Maybe I'll do a video on them at some point. But this was one of the ones I didn't own, and again, used bookstore, $2. Why not? Even if it's not that good, it's still worth a watch and worth a buy for $2. Dejavu. This was pretty underrated. I would say that some people thought it was overrated when it first came out, but this one I think is pretty underrated at this point because a lot of people don't remember Dejavu. It was a really interesting action sci-fi with some time travel in there with Denzel Washington, who's one of the best actors today, who needs to be in more things. Great actor. And yeah, this was one I never got around to buying and have not seen in quite some time. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out again. Another Steelbook here, which is Serenity. I already own Serenity, obviously. Here's the Blu-ray here. I'm one of those people that has bought Serenity on... I own the VHS. I don't know where it is. But I also got the DVD. I got the collector's edition DVD, the Blu-ray here, and now the Steelbook. So I just keep buying the same movie over and over again with different packaging. But I really do like the art here. It actually matches the same style of art that's right back here with Hot Fuzz and Big Lebowski. So that's probably where I'll end up putting this one. But again, this was a pickup at the store for like $4, I think. Not bad at all. Now we're moving into the box sets here. First up, I want to talk about Star Trek: The Original Series. This is every episode, season 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, it's no secret I'm a big Star Trek fan. I've done multiple Star Trek videos on the channel over the last couple years, and however, I'm a TNG fan. I'm a TNG Deep Space Nine fan. I also like Voyager as well.
My Enterprise is far superior.
I do like the original series, but it's never really been my favorite. Like, my Star Trek is the TNG era. However, I've always appreciated the original Star Trek, and I got a great deal on these Steelbooks. For the whole set here, it was $50. Definitely not bad. It's Steelbooks that look pretty sweet. They're very retro. I love them. the backs, I just love the color usage and stuff like that. I have met William Shatner as well as Nichelle Nichols, rest in peace. I met Nichelle Nichols at a convention. Very nice lady. And since I have not gone back to watch the original Star Trek series in such a long time, I figured this was the perfect time to go back and watch it, was go ahead and purchasing it on the Blu-ray. Next up is Batman the Animated Series. This is the complete set, all 4 seasons in their individual boxes here. So yeah, man, just look at that, man. Batman the Animated Series, like Batman Animated Series is so good. You go back and watch it, it still looks really, really great. I have watched some of the episodes on the Blu-ray. I do think that you could definitely notice an upgrade. The only 2 seasons of Batman the Animated Series I owned before were these original DVD sets that were released, which was season 1 and season 2. They changed the animation style with season 3 and season 4. So those are not ones I watched as much. I definitely like the darker style animation that they had for the first 2 seasons. But one of the things with this is it really gives me an opportunity to go back and watch some of the later season episodes, which, you know, had some character redesigns and things. So definitely worth it. I think I paid $35 for this one on Prime Day. Definitely worth it. You notice kind of a trend with these TV sets, getting them around, you know, $40. I think that's a really good deal for Blu-rays and ones that I'm gonna watch. Right now, you can check out the series on HBO Max. However, if you're like me and you like the physical media, I definitely would recommend picking up the Blu-ray. It's a pretty good upgrade. Next up is getting the Batman Beyond. I still haven't gotten the upgrade for that, but I own every episode of Batman Beyond on DVD. So, and now we're gonna get to the best TV box set. I swear this is the best TV box set I think that I own, and that is Smallville. What a great set. I love the packaging for this. Why? Because let's go and open it up and I'll show you guys. It has individual Blu-ray right in the box. These are so accessible. This is such great packaging. The Star Trek in particular, I recently picked up Star Trek TNG and picked up the Twilight Zone Blu-ray definitive collection, which I was holding off on getting because I know the packaging was so terrible. I ended up having to sink money into making or transferring all the discs into better packaging. This is how you release a set. This is the proper way. Smallville has done it correctly. Honestly, I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed by this set. And not only does it have all 10 seasons of Smallville, which is a great show, by the way. Obviously, I love Smallville. I own them all on DVD already. Matter of fact, I pulled a couple off the shelf here. So here was my first season. I bought it when it came out, and I bought every season as it came out. It was one of my favorite shows. I really love it, and I think it still holds up as well, which is always a good thing. But the box set for this was very straightforward and worked very, very well. Like, I really love the way this packaging was done. Now, they changed the packaging for... They use this packaging for season 1 through 4, and then they switched for 5 through 8. Sorry, I'm looking over my shelf over there. The only one I owned on Blu-ray was this one, the 10th season I bought on Blu-ray, but all the rest of them were on the DVD set. And a matter of fact, the earlier seasons, I think 1 through 4, never even had a Blu-ray release. So this was something I was hesitant to pick up just because the price tag on it. I can't remember exactly what I ended up paying for it. I think it was about $90, which is not bad. You're paying less than $10 per season. And one thing that's really cool about this box set is it's got this little bonus disc that has the Aquaman pilot episode with Justin Hartley as Aquaman. So that's pretty cool. There's also a couple of featurettes and some documentaries on here with some of the cast looking back at the show 10 years after it's been off the air. So you also have the Adventures of Superboy on here, the 1961 pilot episode, which I've never seen. So definitely a really great set, and my favorite TV box set as far as packaging goes that I think I've ever seen. Definitely a pickup. Definitely recommend if you're a Smallville fan. Definitely recommend getting this Blu-ray upgrade if you've not already. So that's it for this collection update. I definitely have some more things that I'm going to be going through in future videos so I can catch up, work out those videos and get that stuff worked into the shelf. Obviously, I tried a different setup here. My first time, like with a table in front of this setup, I normally sit at my desk, which is right over there in that corner. So definitely let me know what you guys think about this setup, if you like this setup for talking about the physical media. I just figured it'd be a little bit easier with having this amount of table space to be able to kind of go through my physical media that way. I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out in the editing process or how this is going to look, but if you guys like this setup, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if there's any of this stuff that I've gotten that you guys are interested in picking up. I always like to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I just want to thank everybody for sticking around on this video. Thank you, subscribers. All of you are awesome, and if you like this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, or don't. I'm not a beggar. I'm D-True64, and I'll always tell you the truth.